Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to the stream. How are we all doing? I hope you are well. Tonight marks the first stream with some new equipment. We have a new camera. Hopefully you can see me nice and clearly. We also have a new microphone, so hopefully you can hear me nice and clearly as well. So hopefully this is going to go well. We've done one video with this setup already, and it works. This is the first stream, so please let me know if there's something wrong with it. But, however, technology aside, welcome along to the stream. Tonight, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We are in a set of courses, Automobilista 2, and we're going to be doing a celebration of Interlagos. It's the Brazilian Grand Prix this weekend, and Interlagos has been synonymous with the Brazilian Grand Prix 38 times over its history, which is quite a lot. So we're going to be doing some races around there with various different cars, celebrating the circuit and just having a good look at all of the different variations that we have within Automobilista 2. So let's see, we are jumped in here already, and as you can see on the screen in front of us, we have the Formula V, and we're going to be starting off with a rather different variation to Interlagos that you may not have already come across or been aware of. We're going to be running the oval version. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Let's jump into the sim now and see how we go. Hey Frankie, looks and sounds good to me. Good, that's what we like to hear. We'll see what happens when it starts going, because I'm hoping it's going to stay stable. Right, so we have a 5-lap race set up. We have the Formula V, and we're going to be doing the outer version of historic Interlagos 1978 version, which is the quick version. And we have run this circuit layout before in some quicker single-seater machinery, but as it's quite a quick layout, we're going to be doing hopefully a bit of slipstreaming going on with the Formula V. So let's see how things go with this. Get my chat on so I can see you guys. Right. Before we get into things too fully as well, big shout out to Gaming and Technology as a subscriber of the channel, and his younger brother who's a big fan. So hello both of you guys, hope you're watching, and I hope you're well. Thanks for being fans of the channel, we appreciate it. Okay, so Formula V, the guys are going out on track right now, so let's go explore the circuit. Now obviously this is the historic version of Interlagos, so not quite the same as what you expect to see. Good penalty already. Not quite the same as what you expect to see on the Grand Prix this weekend, so here we go then. Unleash the pure power of the Formula V. So we're going to be running, obviously, this car. We've got to run some stock cars as well, because they're also synonymous with the circuit. And, of course, some Formula cars. And they may even throw in a Fusca, you never know. We'll see. So we've only got 4 gears, as I've just found out by shifting to 5th and having nothing there. So big difference. Obviously, we know with the historic Monza circuit we have all these huge advertising hoardings. Hello. That was an interesting entrance to the end of the straight there. Okay, be aware of that next time around. You can see it's been a while since we've driven this car. So already coming up towards the end of the lap, not many corners on this track. It's going to be pretty much flat out the whole way around. So we can use the toe of the car ahead of us here. So, Interlagos circuit itself, it's quite a short lap in general. The modern version is a short lap. This one's even shorter. But a very unique circuit. One of the few which are anti-clockwise. There's been a few more anti-clockwise circuits up here over the years. But this was always one of the circuits which was a real challenge for the drivers, because they're so used to their neck muscles being strained going around a clockwise circuit, and then coming to an anti-clockwise circuit always put an extra bit of strain on the drivers. I'm putting strain on my suspension. Okay, well that's a wonderful start to the game audio, a little low compared to the mic. Okay, well bump that up just a little bit for you guys, if you can hear it a little better. Right, so we got 200% damage on as well, as you found out, because I ripped the corner off my little Formula V. my mic is low other way. Oh, okay, so the mic is low compared to the game. Right. Let's turn the game down a bit more then. Hopefully that should be better. For some reason, the monitoring in Streamlabs, I can't seem to hear what's going on, so I can't fully test it. So hopefully that's a little bit better now. Right. So leave it in fourth gear because we don't need any other gears once we get up and running. Proximity marker is going a bit mad because it's telling me there's a car going past me when there isn't, but it's okay, we'll ignore that. So that corner is a lot slower than I've been expecting it to be so far. That's okay. We'll learn. This is only qualifying, we're just kind of getting used to the circuit, so big bump there as you cross over onto the traditional circuit as it is in this period. Flat out through here. Formula V is a tricky little car to drive, but it's quite challenging and good for learning how to control funky handling cars. Again, trying to come around on me again. Need to be gentler on the brakes. You can see there's fans all around the outside of the circuit, and then you've got this huge advertising hoarding down the end here to look at all the way down the straight, because we're on the straight for quite a while. And then the big wooden boards on the right there. Okay, take off a bit of speed, a bit more than last time. It's a little bit better. So not an awful lot going on in terms of driving the actual circuit. There's only a couple of corners we need to worry about. So we'll set ourselves a lap time and then we'll just jump straight into the race and have a bit of a battle with these AI cars. So there we go. Right. We'll go back to the pit box then and we will just jump into the next session. We're going to be starting from 5th on the grid. We didn't go for the Finn version of the Formula E, which is probably not the most downforce option that we could have gone for, but we don't really want the downforce, we want straight line speed. Here we go. And we're away for 5 laps of the Interlagos outer circuit. It's almost an oval, I suppose. Gotta remember tyres are not up to temperature. Mic volume still, okay. On the inside of this one down here. I'll try and speak a bit louder so you can hear me a bit easier. Wow, okay, this is stern defense going on the inside here. We managed to pick one of them off. Got a bit confused with his braking point into the second corner there. And now we're going to go 3 wide in front here, are we? Oop, no, he's stuck back in. Had to get off the power. Right on the rear end of this finned Formula E. So we can sneak down the inside of turn 1. The braking point's difficult to pick out here. Well, we managed to survive that even with our 200% damage. Let's get back on the tail again. This is a fun little track if you've got some low-powered cars like this, because you do spend a lot of the time on the straights, but the battles going into the corners are quite entertaining. Gain some ground on them through there. They're all fighting over the corner. They're going to spread out again coming up here. to go. Absolutely nowhere to go. We forced that guy out on the left there. Where are we? Huge pack of cars behind us. Right, let's try and not mess up turn 1 this time, shall we? Or we can just do that. Well, there go my front wheels. Flying off into the crowd. Well, at least that gives us a chance to readjust the levels again for you. So put the game sound down a little bit more so you can hopefully hear me better on the mic. That's, I reckon we give that another go. I need to figure out how to get this car stopped into turn 1. Hey, synced fashion. AMS2, the upcoming best sim of 2021. Oh, sorry, too busy reading that. I thought I was going. Best sim of 2022. First game-changing update soon. Yes, no, big things on the way for AMS2, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen with it. Ah, why? Why is that happening? I'm sure I've got my... Has this got auto clutch on? It didn't jump start last time. Let's try it again. Right. Take 400. Here we go. Yeah, super excited for the future of AMS2. It's looking very, very good indeed. Alright, okay. Yeah, the sticky dip fix is coming as well, which is going to be good. I think GT1s are going to be one of the classes to really benefit from that. Multiplayer rating, yeah. Yeah, that's in the end of the development on the month, I think. Expanded tire model. We're so spoiled. Right, okay, let's get through turn 2. Let's let them sort themselves out. Bit of a jink towards us, we managed to avoid him. We got a car on the left-hand side of us there, let's give him some space. This is packed out of it, giving us some space. So very different to what you would expect to see at the Brazilian Grand Prix this weekend. Partly because it's considerably quicker. Right, let's get turn 1 sorted, please. Let's brake in a straight line. Nice and easy. Just when it goes off that little crest and into the camber of turn 1, the back end just comes around on you. A good run onto the back straight. See if we can get this gap before he closes it. Just about enough space for a Formula V. And we just about managed to find a space to slot into as well. We gained a spot. Let's take the inside up here. Be able to get ourselves into the lead here if they back out of it. Oh no, he's still with us. And we've got someone right on our case as well. Okay, so we've still got that guy on the outside. We've got to be wary of him going to turn 1, especially if I mess it up. Let's keep it nice and straight when you brake. And then, okay, just being super cautious into turn 1 now, just for the sake of trying to get through this race. Again, we have the run off turn 2. Let's go into this little gap here and pick up this guy's slipstream as well. It's really good racing so far. Let's try and keep it clean to the end. And there we go, we managed to squeeze our way through to the lead just about. Hey Marty, how are we doing? Right, we've managed to get ourselves up front. We have a pack of hungry Formula Vs behind us. Let's see if they can get back on terms with the tow down the straights. Right there. Just trying to be really gentle on the wheel because any kind of big inputs that it's going to be an issue. Just hold your breath every time through turn 1. Second place is right on our case. So we seem to be able to carry quite a bit more speed through there. Ultimate lap. Just have to hold off for this and one more. Not too bad through there that time. Still trying to gain the confidence on the brakes, really. Open over the little bump there. So this particular layout, very, very basic indeed. However, that being said, you can still have some good racing on here, and as you can see, although we worked our way through to the front, we were able to have a good battle with them, and they were really clean as well, so they were defending their positions, they were all over the track in front of us. Oh, here we go. Oh dear. Maybe just our luck to throw it away on the last lap. That's how it always seems to go. We've got a nice gap back to them now, so we can just cruise along to the finish and no real issues. It's one of the few tracks layouts I like taking the McLaren F1 road car on. Hates braking zones. You arrive at the braking zones very, very quickly in that car as well. So here we go. Just one more corner, if you can call it that, to negotiate, because it's just absolutely flat out. And up towards the line we come. But despite being a fairly basic circuit, obviously the outside, the whole kind of atmosphere of the circuit is still very good. You can see all the houses just off to the right here. So there we go, we managed to grab the win in that first one, eventually, after we had our moments. But look at it, you just look at it into the distance there, it just looks so good. I mean, if we look around here, it's in a bit of a natural amphitheatre, the main track on the inside there, kind of in a bit of a bowl. We'll get onto that one next. But great looking circuit. I mean, the far distance you can see it just looks alive and very full. It's just yeah, awesome. This outer layout is very, very good. It's yeah, good fun to race. Okay, so that's the first one done. That's the outer layout. We might come back to that with something else later on once we pick up some pace and some ability. So we then move on from the outer circuits to the full circuit. It's actually a different year, so when we get back to the track selection here, I'll show you. So this is down as being 1978 outer, but we actually jump back 2 years earlier, which is the 76 version, which has the full inside layout. So we're going to do that one next, and we're going to change it up to another Brazilian staple. So we said we're going to do some stock cars, but what we're going to do as well, we're actually going to do some early stock cars. I'm trying to think whether we go with the 79s or the 86. I think we should probably go 79s because that's going to be more period. So I'm going to jump in that one. Do you use custom FFB? I do. I'll show you what I've got going on for my FFB. That's my setup. I've got a Fanatec V2.5, and those are the in-game settings that I'm using currently. They're quite weak because I'm weak. No, because I have a sore shoulder, so I'm trying to make it less painful. But that's what I'm using. I find it works quite well. I haven't really played around with it for a little while, so we might have to dive back into that at some point. So, yep, same deal. We're going to jump into this and try out the Opala 79s around the historic 76 version of Interlagos. What do you call it? The maze. It is a bit of a maze. You look at it, there's just roads everywhere, isn't there? Now, I'm going to be completely honest. This is probably not going to go particularly well, partly because I have shamefully never driven this layout. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But hopefully we can find our way around and our way back out to the finish line again. So qualifying here is going to be more of me exploring where the track goes rather than trying to set a really quick lap time. So here we go then. Some 6-cylinder Opala goodness. Here we go. Please do let me know again if the volume levels are not quite right. I'm still trying to tinker them. There you go. Cool. So, once again, 4 gears to play with. And we have a familiar outside layer which we've already seen. The guy had me getting on the brakes down the back straight here. So he kind of let me go in qualifying. So this time, down into this tricky downhill left. And rather than going straight up the hill, we're going to be peeling off to the left here. Okay, so that's quite a quick section. We can probably take that flat out once we got through that first corner. Right, now here, this is very different for Interlagos because you're actually turning back on yourself. There are a couple of hairpins in the modern version, of course, but this one is a hairpin in a very different direction. And it takes you back down that first straight. So we're heading back down towards that corner once again. Some more Hollywood-style signs on the banking there, which is very cool. There we have another long sweeping corner, bringing us back around up here. All the Opalas are a blast, yeah. They are good. They are good cars to drive. The old stock's probably quite soft, but also fun to drive as well. Yeah, okay, we'll follow that guy. He obviously knows where he's going. Another big, long, sweeping corner. Seems to just go on forever, actually. And then, from here, who knows? So it looks like a late apex at all. If there is one, there it is. Okay. When you look at this compared to the modern version of Interlagos, you've got to say, not much in comparison. Okay, that bit there we can kind of figure it out because we're up to the first of the right-hand hairpins now. So this is a little bit more familiar. Let's see if we do the same thing as we drop off the top, which we do. Okay, now this is much more familiar to those who know the modern day Interlagos. You just look across the horizon there and there's just huge wording signs everywhere. Right, we're going to finish the lap off here. So that final real corner of the lap is very different. It's a lot longer than the modern version is. And then we're back out onto the outer rim that we've already raced on. So, okay, so the first part of the lap is going to be getting a bit of used to, but the rest of it we can work with because we know where we're going pretty much with that. So, okay, we go from probably one of the shortest laps to the longest Interlagos lap ever. This is one of the best vintage track M1s at Blast 2. Yeah, I can imagine it probably would be. Yeah, a lot of vintage tracks are quite basic, aren't they? There's not a lot of corners on most of them. They're usually quite quick. And obviously we've got some big straights on this one. So there's a lot more corners on the inside as well. So here we go then. Hard on the brakes. And to third. Let's keep the power on for the second part. Yeah. That's an easy flat through there. Let's say this section here is quite nice. You can just see the cars kind of snaking around in front of you. Braking to here is going to be tricky. You've got to get up on that curb and then get it stopped. A late apex to get out of there. Tricky corner though. There's lots of these long radius corners on this version which you've got to kind of pick a line and go with it. Okay, that seems to be the way through there. We're going almost late apex on a lot of these corners. So again, this is another one we gotta tuck it in to the curb on the inside and just hold it. This is the one that just goes on forever. Oh, the left front's going to take a pounding through that. Even if it's probably a little bit ambitious through there, but use the torque of that 6-cylinder. And now we should know where we're going. A little excited with the right foot. Hold it down for too long. He took a GT1 round here trying to learn it. This is a much better match. You have a chance to actually figure out where you're going in the Opala compared to one of the GT1s. You'll be coming up on corners very, very quickly. So again, on the brakes. On the wall brakes. I'll take it slower. Okay, I think we can manage a race. So let's just go back to the pit box and we'll skip to the end of that session. I don't think we even set a lap time, so we're going to be coming from the back of the grid, which is absolutely fine because it's more fun that way, isn't it? So here we go, continue. Back of the grid. Let's see how many places we can pick up on our way through. So we're starting 22nd. Field full of Opalas reversed, trying to not roll forwards. Decent start, but that's only because we're up against the AI. I'm sure I've gone backwards if I was up against real people, such as our rolling start ability. Right at the inside here, that's a good handful of places straight away. Now, of course, we still got 200% damage on, so we can't just go throwing it into a corner when there's a car there, because we need to make sure we get out the other side, basically. So the Opalas seem to be not quite as quick in AI form. They're definitely very aggressive on the defense down to this corner at the bottom of the straight. Already up to 12th. Right, hard on the power again. Now, where can we go from here? We've got cars everywhere. Get up the power and just kind of let them sort themselves out on the grass. Let's go around the outside, don't mind if I do. Trying to make sure I leave a bit of space on the inside, but I think we're clear now. Ooh, ride the curve on the outside. Into the top 10. I think the Opala AI could do with a bit of an increase in strength around here anyway. No, don't run off. Keep it straight, there we go. Bit too early on the power there. I'm going to try second gear this time through here. Oh, hello, got one on the inside of us. Fair play, it's good. Let's see if we can get our nose in here. Ooh. Hey Jefferson, fun fact, the old stock race series that used the Opala here is Chevrolet Caravan, which is basically a wagon variation of the Opala. I would like to drive that anyway, so that would be fun. Chevrolet Caravan. I have to look that up. I do love that the guys at Horizon Studios provide us with these Brazilian series to enjoy. They are great additions to the world of sim racing. And of course we have something new coming from the guys at Horizon very soon with the other project they've been working with Volkswagen over in Brazil. So we get to try out some of the Volkswagen road cars. Curious to see how that's going to work out. I'm sure it's going to be just as much fun as it is driving these other cars in AMS2. And from as far as I can understand, it's going to be a standalone thing to start off with at least, and then will be released into AMS2 main content eventually. So yeah, they seem to have a bit of a moment going through there where they're lifting up. You can see the flames out the back of the exhaust, meaning they're not on the throttle, so they're not quite confident as AI going through that fast second corner now. Oof. Saved it. So is that like a motorhome? No, it'd just be like an estate car version of the Impala, I think. Let's keep it tight around here. To 6th now. Get the outside line on this next guy. Get the cut back off there. Okay. He's almost going to close the door on us there while we're still in it. Okay, patience through this long ride. Is that curve going to get off that? They seem to have picked up a bit of pace now. So Marty, you picked up the F1 track of Mexico GP for a set of Corsa with its 2021 scheme. That's amazing. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. Where did you get that one from? Is that from Race Department or from one of the other mod download sites? Yeah, hi Stephen, how you doing? Judging by the screenshots, AMS2 is also getting a Nissan GT1, an Aston Martin GT3, or Mercedes GT4, plus some form of IndyCar. Yes, absolutely. You got it from RD? Oh, cool. I'll check it out. Yeah, there's some nice new additions coming up very shortly. The Nissan, I can't remember the the model name, but it's the GT1 car from 1999 or like 2000s, early 2000s, something like that. No, actually probably wouldn't be. That's up there. Motorhome racing sounded fun. Watching into that. The whole family of first corner again, catching us out. So the two first corners at Interlagos are quite different. So this one's a lot quicker than obviously the modern version, but both have their own unique challenge. The first corner on the new version is very difficult to get right with its braking zone downhill and off camber and things. Whereas this one, you have that little bit of a bump as you go in, and all sorts of other stuff going on as you try and get into that corner. Ooh. No, it's going to try to take me up that way. I don't want to go that way. Lift off. Okay, we survived. They're all coming for me. Right. Head down now. Let's get back up and join that front group again. Distinct question. I started with Formula 1 Grand Prix of Microprose, Jeff Crammond. Yes, same here. When I drive an MS2, I feel like we're living in the golden times of sim racing. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I mean, you think back to the Jeff Crammond days and how amazing we felt that was back in the day, you know, driving that, thinking, oh, yeah, it's incredible, the things you can do with it, and the way the cars drove, and even the graphics at that point in time. We thought we were blessed with such an amazing bit of virtual action, and then you look at something like this, with its oversteer-inducing curves, and yeah, it's just night and day difference, but you know, still just as enjoyable. You got the run on that guy after that. Basically a competitive motorhome. Okay. Somehow it gets decent results against the Opalas, just like those folk race wagons in Scandinavia. Yes. You know, sometimes the estates, or wagons as they're called, can still make good race cars. Volvo did it in BDCC, and Honda as well. We had a Honda estate on the Civic. So the beauty of this particular track is that because it's so long, this 5-lap race, we still have 2 to go and we can get back on terms with his leading group. Hey Race Sim. Some great strides being made in the beta branch on MS2. I think the changes will be well received. Yeah, I'm sure they will. Yeah, I'm not fortunate enough to be able to be part of that, but at the same time, happy just when the updates roll out and the public releases, it's still just as good. And yeah, I'm looking forward to all the changes coming up. The dev release notes, or the dev updates that we've had recently have been very, very encouraging, and they sound really good. So yeah, looking forward to all the new stuff coming soon. Huge gap behind us. A bit of a gap to the guys ahead. Let's see if we can pull that in. This time not getting caught on the curb and dragging us up the wrong part of the track. Ooh. Got that curb though. Just as well we got some soft suspension to catch that. Podium and subscribe. Oh no. Oh, that's some pressure for me. Better try harder, hadn't I? It's only 3 more places. No problem. Hopefully they have a bit of a battle so we can get back on terms with them. Now this time, keep it off this curb. Just grab the later one instead. These classic tracks are where rides will really shine. Love the old school advertising. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I mean, that's a real depth to the track. We've seen it with Monza, haven't we, with the recent version of that. The old layouts look really, really good. It's the same with this one. We've had this in sim for quite a while now. Okay, we're almost back on terms with them again. Let's see if we can get amongst them. We got to use our turn 2 curve advantage. We're in a good position now to make the most of that, so incredible we've actually been able to keep our car in one piece, given the wild moments we have had. Here we go. Let's see if we can round these two up nice and quickly, and then we can close that gap down to the leading 3. We've broken away a little bit. There we go. Oh, bit of a nudge. Rise are hiring as well, that's a good sign. Yeah, you're probably right there. Things are going well for them. That's 1. 2 more to go. And they're right there. This is the Opala 79? Yeah, Opala 79. Okay, we're right with them now. I'm going to send it at the inside of this one, hopefully into here. Nope. There's not many opportunities left. Come on. There's a slightly better run through there that time, no curb hitting. that's an ambitious move, but we had to do something. 1 more to get. We'll see if we can pick one up from these 2 guys battling in front. And we get one into the braking zone, to the hairpin here. Nope, too far back. I had Stephen in the back of my mind then. My chances are running out, I had to go for it. That's how much I value your being here, Steve. We might even get second here. MS2 now like rFactor meets racing meets BeamNG. Let's put a free to use iRacing MP and there we go. We must have get second there after all that. Let's put a free to use iRacing multiplayer infrastructure on top of it. It's going to be AC2 plus and a flying cam. Yeah, we do need some kind of exploration camera. I do definitely agree with that because it's a shame putting all this detail in and not being able to fully go out and visit it like we do with Race Room. We can go out and have a look all around the circuit and enjoy the sights on there, but that'd be really good. There we go, thanks Stephen. It's your support that was geeing me on there. So frankly, I made a choice to focus on MS2 rather than having bits of mini sims, and it was because of the classic content Riser put out. Yeah, definitely. Good one to focus on. Hey Tish, how are we doing? How do you know... Hey, do you know that Automobilista 2 Team Time Trial? It's like the race room hot lap competitions and they seem pretty well organised for a fan-made project. No, I do not. I don't. You'll have to point me in the right direction on those, because I enjoy doing the race room hot lap competitions. They're good fun. So yeah, definitely. So there we go. That's the Interlagos historic 1976 version, the maze, as Funky calls it, but quite a good circuit. I mean, obviously, again, fairly underpowered cars, but still good to kind of throw them around there. And those curbs, again, can really upset the car. And we're second to Lee, surely. Look at that, Lee winning again. Yeah, you like to place yourself on the grandstand and watch the race? Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's nice to kind of just... Okay, so I'm going to put this out there. So sim racing obviously is very much a hands-on thing, isn't it? We enjoy the driving side of things. We do the driving, we race, we have the driver's view of everything. But sometimes, you know, if you aren't able to go to some circuits, so for example, if you've never had the opportunity to go to Spa or to the Nürburgring or to Bathurst or anywhere like that, sometimes it's nice, as you say, just to kind of watch trackside and just experience that from your own home. And you know, it's the unique thing that sim racing can really bring to the table for all of us sim racers. So it's yeah, that's a good thing to do, and I'd really love to be able to have that opportunity to have a free camera that you can just place wherever you want and just watch. That'd be really good. Racing, I've literally bought everything over the last 10 years. It's become a habit. I know, it does, doesn't it? It's something new comes out, it's like, right, straight on it. Yeah, iRacing, tell me about it. Yeah, it's you can rack up a big bill on there, definitely. But luckily we have some good choice to have all sorts of different sim racing content that we can spend our time and hard-earned money on. Right, so that's the two historic versions of Interlagos. Now the other two, the track layout is exactly the same. We have the Stock Car Brazil version and we have the GP version. Now, obviously the GP version on the lap here, you can see DRS zones marked on there, which makes sense for the F1 side of things. But the other main difference with these two is the grandstands. So for the stock car ones, we don't have the grandstands running all the way down this straight here, whereas the GP version does. So that's the main difference between those two. But as we've got both, we're going to drive both. So we're going to go the Interlagos Stock Car Brazil first, and then we'll see what it's like when you ramp up the atmosphere around the circuit. So we've driven that old stock car. I think it's time we go a little bit more modern. So we're going to jump into the latest version of the stock cars in Automobilista 2, which again is something I love. I mean, I know iRacing just announced recently that Stock Car Brazil Pro Series is coming to iRacing, and I was a bit kind of saddened by that in a way, because this is Riser's domain. This is where they excel in what they've done for sim racing. But again, that's the only place that you can actually take these cars around every Brazilian circuit on the calendar in the rain and just have a blast with them. So sticking with AMS2 for stock cars, I think. You can tell I've got a bit of a thing for the Shell V-Power livery, because both the Corolla and the Chevy Cruze are already selected in that one. So let's have a look. Let's choose something different. Quite like this one. It's quite nice. Let's go with that. So run with that one. Stock Car Brazil loaded. And then we'll go into it and see how this one compares. So this is the modern version that we'll be seeing this weekend at the Brazilian Grand Prix, and has been run at the Brazilian Grand Prix for 38 times. Well, maybe not this exact layout, but Interlagos itself, 38 Grand Prix at the circuit, which is quite impressive. And it's one back on the calendar again this year after last year's upheavals with everything. So yeah, really cool to have it back on the circuit, on the calendar again. So stock cars, the modern version, V8 power this time. So I'm going to catch up a couple of comments here. So Oscar, just switched from F1 sprint race. Oh, no spoilers. That's okay, very good. But thanks, glad to be here with. I know it usually works out in the UK here that sprint races on, well, the qualifying, all the races in the evening. Racing in comparison, AMS2 early access at £80 or so, total bargain. Yeah, compared to iRacing, definitely. Already got more than my money's worth. Oh, and stock cars on the new beta release are super. Ooh. Okay, well, we'll look forward to doing that. Now, last time we drove these stock cars, they were quite slippy on the rear end. So we'll see how we get on around here. They sound amazing. People still complain about the £80 price. Yeah, they do. No idea why, considering the amount of content. Yeah. Which is only going to increase. Plus you get access to things early as well. Flames spitting out from the car ahead of us. So already we're into the infield part of the lap, whereas before we were still trundling our way down the long straight in our Opala. Just having a bit of a slow out lap just to familiarise ourselves with the car. We'll take you for a whole lap of Interlagos in the stock car as soon as we cross the line. Yeah, the 2021 models are trickier to drive. They have less aero. Interesting braking point for that guy ahead. Right, so here we go. Up over the line, down this quite large dip on the main straight here. Then braking just before the 100 board into the tricky turn 1. Very different to the last ones we've been doing. The track falls away from you all the way through there, and then he's still going downhill for turn 2, trying to get tucked in. We have the long Curva del Sol as it coming through here, power down hard through there. And then we're onto our back straight, which you can see has developed a lot in the distance with the high-rise buildings. And then we have a downhill braking point into turn 4, which again drops away from me on the exit. We get hard on the power through this little left-hand kink here, and then we're back up the hill. This is in that little amphitheatre part of the circuit we mentioned earlier. And we have an uphill double apex right-hander, which quickly is followed by this very tight right-hand hairpin, which drops off the hill again. Use all the camber through there, and then we go up the hill once more for another of the hairpins, again with a fair amount of camber on the road. Car goes light on the exit there as you try and put the power down, and again we pull off the hill all the way through there, very quick corner, and then up the hill, the braking point for this final corner, which is a lot shorter than the last one we drove. And you're instantly back out onto the big long straight-ish section, which is just taken flat out, quite bumpy. And then up and over the top of the hill here. And that's a lap, and that's a very short lap, especially in a car as quick as the stock car. Again, so difficult to get the nose in to turn 1. Car's moving around an awful lot. Remember, these have push to pass? Yes, they do. Yes, I'm going to have to check the mapping on that before we go into the race. I was very clumsy through turn 4 that time round. Ryzer somehow managed to get the elevation changes of the track represented so well. It's even better in VR, yeah, I can imagine it being quite a roller coaster in VR around here. But yeah, the elevation changes are quite dramatic here. You can see the shadow of the helicopter going over us as we go into this downhill left-hander. Bought a G29 funky purely for American Truck Sim. And it's slowly seduced into the sim racing world. I've not tried American Truck Sim. I've tried the Euro one. I've not tried the American one. I'll have to do that at some point. the stock car's having a good moment. Content on 2 simulators, international online broadcast, English and Russian, yep. Good social media engagement. It's come a long way in the last 5 years, yeah. It's barely known of not too long ago. And now it's got a lot more coverage going on. Obviously some international attention as well, which is really good. And then of course, yeah, the sim racing side of things, which we love. The push pass is inactive for lap 1, and it's maybe active on lap 2. Okay. So we'll just about get to use it in our short 5-lap race at the moment. Not really extracting the most out of this car. Very tricky to manhandle this thing around here. Backing it into the hairpin, as you do. We seem to be catching the AI cars quite quickly. We're sitting P1 at the moment. Might have to might just duck out and just strengthen the AI a little bit, because I don't want it to be a overly boring race for you guys if I'm just in the front cruising away from them. So let's do something else and make it a bit harder for myself. Right, opponent skill level, yeah. Let's put up a couple of clicks. Yeah, let's go all out. Let's put 96. The truck sims are just chill till you have to reverse them. Yeah, then the sweat starts pouring off. Lloyd of Lord Hoy, thank you for subscribing. I missed your subscribe. Don't know why that didn't go off on my alert thing, but thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Sim Racing Bible crew. Welcome to the team of guys who love sim racing and enjoy what we do. So big thank you for subscribing. That's awesome. Right. So let's try that again, this time with some slightly tougher AI. Out the pit lane we go. Really only AMS Rise that have got me watching some of these series that I never would have. Endurance races. Yeah, so I need to have a look at the endurance races because they seem to have a good variety of cars on the grid, so I'm going to check that out at some point. I can't understand the commentators, but they are animated. Hey guys, how are we doing? Hopefully the AI are a little bit more of a challenge now. So we'll do a couple more laps just to see how that change works out, and then we'll jump straight into the race and make sure we have our push to pass mapped. We're still right on the case of this guy ahead of us, and we quite easily turned underneath him there. Still with us though. If you're enjoying yourself, please consider liking. Yes, thanks Marty. Yeah, if you are enjoying yourself, yeah, let us know. Hit the like button, we'd really appreciate that. That'd be amazing. Out to turn 1, not the optimal line into turn 1 obviously, but we had a car on the outside. It's not normally how you would start a qualifying lap here at Interlagos, but nevertheless, we press on. The sub count is rising nicely into Zebby. Oh, thanks Frankie. No, it's increasing. We've got more people joining us all the time, which is unbelievable. I really can't thank you guys so much for your support, because to know that you enjoy watching what we do is, yeah, it's just amazing. So thank you everybody, you're all awesome. You had a tough week, I'm sorry to hear that guys. I hope everything's okay with you. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing really good. Having fun hustling some stock cars around Interlagos. While I'm doing this, I had an interesting experience today. I had my first experience of not being able to do something on the car that I wanted to do, or what I can usually do. And it's just a light bulb. It's so annoying. Why do they put light bulbs in places you can't get to? It's just so you can take them back to the dealer and they can do it for yourself. To the other side though, no problem, but that one side, it's just hidden behind the battery and lots of other gubbins and you just can't get to it. Very frustrating. I'll have to go headlightless for a little bit until I can get it taken care of. Right, well we still jumped up to the top of the timesheets, despite raising the... Okay, let's just go berserk with this. Let's remember to put this down again afterwards, otherwise you'll be just left for dead. Let's just do this. Go to opponents, we'll put the opponent skill level up to 104, because why not? Come on, this has got to work. Well, what we're going to do is we're also not going to qualify, we're just going to jump straight in and see how we get on. Because that's what we do. You're a solid presenter. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Have done some presenting in my past as well. I've presented a program on tractor pulling, which was really good fun. And that was a good few years ago now, but great experience nonetheless. Right. So we're not going to do the qualifying, we're going to skip straight to the end. Continue. So when you race these things in VR, it's funny to see how far back you sit. Yeah, you're probably right by the pillar. You're like in the middle of the car, such a distance to the front of the car. Yeah, and with 200% damage going on as well. Let's see how we survive from the back of the grid. Here we go. One of the unique things about the grid here at Interlagos is the fact that some of you start uphill and some of you start downhill and some of you start on the flat. What we didn't do is map our push to pass. Knew that would happen. Right. So, restart for a sec. Actually, no, we don't need to. I don't think. Vehicle. Yeah, thanks, Stephen. Boost. I got down as joy button 2, whichever that one is. I'm not sure what that is, so I'm just going to do that. That's headlights, okay. Let's grab this one then. Okay, it's just that one. All good. Right, now we're going to be throwing ourselves back into turn 1 on the brakes. Try not to hit anyone. Okay, we're good. And we're on. Cars moving around all over the place in front of us. Again, the aggressive bending into the big stop at the end of the straight. I just kind of caught a little bit of your message, Funky, and I'm going to have to look at that in a moment to give it its full attention. Get the nose in. And we'll pick up another spot or two into this hairpin. Squeeze up onto the big sausage curve on the inside. No, just the one place through there because the Shell V-Power livery guy held on. Right, it's a 24-hour noise life endurance live stream for the 1,000 subs in the bus we record. Oh, do you want me to die? Do the cars indicate somewhere in game that they have boost? I think there is a little... Yeah, so there's a blue icon down the bottom right of the HUD by where the tyre indicators are. And which has an electrical symbol in it, and 15 next to it, so I assume we have 15 pushes to passes to use. So let's do that now. Are we boosting or not? Nope, don't think we are. We might wait after the next lap. Well, definitely the AI skill level has improved. We've made 2 places since the start. Okay, so now maybe we were using it, just didn't notice because it's now recharging again. On the outside to inside move into the second part of the hairpin section. It's another one picked up. Chuck the nose off, defend our position into the hairpin. Brakes. Have to wait for that to recharge before we can re-engage our push to pass. We're going to use our own push to pass in a minute if we're getting close to the guy ahead. Let's just get the nose in up to turn 1. We're alongside. A lock up and a late brake into turn 1, but just about got the move done. That's what you call a block pass. You can't go anywhere because you're on the inside of him, so you can take whatever line and however quickly you want to take it. Okay, here we go. Let's get on the tail of the next guy. Second gear through there. It's quite a full-on circuit, the modern layout. Don't get too many opportunities for a rest around most of the lap because you're always turning some way or another. Got a 5-second delay. Okay, so we're on again, so let's use it now. Here we go. We're using our push to pass. We're going to gain some top speed. We are pulling in just a little bit. Made the move. Whoa, that's running off wide. I don't even have PCB or DRS bound modern gadgets. Yes, I know they're not your thing, Funky. Wow, car, thought better of going for the move on the inside there. It's Toyota versus Chevrolet up into the double right-hander. That was an avoidance move rather than anything else. Sort of effective. That was an aggressive cut-off. And we're up and away. So I'm thinking this is a water tower up on the right hand side here. It's been a bit of a feature of Interlagos for many, many years, and I think it's a water tower anyway. It's a very interesting shaped building. You can see the big difference now, obviously got these massive pit complexes on the start-finish straight compared to the older layout. possibly taking turn 1 a little bit too narrow on the turn in there. Might have to hang it out to the right a little bit longer. I know, you're lucky to have brakes at work. Yes. Bring back drum brakes. Ooh. Having had a bit of overactive brakes there, trying to go into there. The rear end is coming around on me. This is the final lap. Probably not going to pick up any more spots from here, but we made it up to P15 so far. We've gained some good ground on through the middle section here. They're all holding each other up. Like the rears are better there. Only got a few more corners, don't need the tyres for much longer. And push to pass activated. Give me that power. Doesn't make a huge amount of difference. What is it? What is it? No, not quite enough. Well, we ended up P15 after that. Good race though. Much better with the AI. A little bit stronger, which is what we wanted. It's not a fun thing, just kind of just barreling past them all the time. So it's good to make the job a little bit harder. So we ended up P15. So that's the stock car version of the modern Interlagos. So let's go to the GP version of it and just check out the differences there. Work finally done, is it, Marty? That's good. Well done. It's cocktail time again. Marty's got the cocktails out again. Right. Interlagos GP. Yep, that's good. And so, being Interlagos GP, we've got to do a GP car, haven't we? So, bring out the Formula Ultimate. We use that livery quite a lot. Let's try a different livery. I'm trying to think of the car that used that kind of colour scheme, and it's escaped me for some reason. No, it's gone. Anyway, we'll run with that, and I'm going to turn that down again, maybe to like there. Let's see what happens. There are more gadgets coming your way with DRS as well, which I'm going to have to check and map again. Put that one next to our push to pass. So here we should see a difference in the actual circuit furniture, if you like. The grandstands should be a little bit more prominent. But other than that, the actual layouts will be exactly the same, just coming at you a lot quicker, because we're now in the Formula Ultimate. Wets. Hang on a second. Don't want that much of a handicap. For some reason I got that defaulted to wets. Let's put oops, automatic on there. So this time it should hopefully be slicks, that's better. Right. Actually, while we're not on track, let's map that DRS now, shall we? So vehicle DRS can go. Okay, that's the one it was on already. That's fine. Great. Let's go. Ooh, nice little slide to get around the pit lane exit. Gears coming at me quicker than I can pull the paddles. And away we go. All of a sudden, we enter warp speed. With grip. This is very much a quicker view of Interlagos, that huge wall on the outside there. very ominous. This thing is insane. I've got to go down more gears. I took that one in for. It's probably not the right one to go for. There's the DRS. Let's open that. There you go. DRS is now open. It's a better line into turn 1. That's not the line out of turn 2. Let's try not to do a Vettel rejoin or a Stroll rejoin. But there you go, so there's the grandstand on the right hand side there, all the way down the straight to fulfill the capacity. We've got one at the end here, so you can't see the tall tower blocks at the end. Quite a popular place, obviously, to watch from. But yeah, absolutely funky. There's no time for sightseeing when you've got to keep this thing under control. Need to brake earlier. It's very capable, but not quite that capable. Ooh, hello. Right. DRS engaged. Well, hello. Closing speed on that. Can you tell I'm not a single-seater driver? It's not where I spend a lot of my time, I will be honest. Oh, there was a massive fan on that wall there. It's just the reflection, or the shadow of the helicopter. Bit of a delay when you're trying to come out of these corners. I don't think I've got traction control on. Okay, starting to slowly get to grips with it, but I wouldn't say we're anywhere near being particularly quick right now. DRS down this straight as well, so a little bit of a help in top speed. All very well and good if you can't get it stopped and out of the next corner though. Not saying an awful lot, but when I concentrate on getting this thing around the lap. Not the best run onto the straight. Well, as it is, we're qualifying second to last. Okay, right, well, let's just go and jump into the race and see what we can do with it, I guess. That thing is mad, isn't it? It's just so quick. Let's get to the end, continue. Alright. Oh no! Okay, we're up and away. try and keep our nose tidy all the way through this first couple of corners. Well, we've gained a couple of places already. Now I just need to keep it on track and keep them behind. There's a reminder, if the reminder was needed, that I needed to brake earlier. Not quite sure if I still have a front wing. If I didn't, I certainly don't now. Severe damage. Yep, I would assume that same deduction from that tyre that's sitting on my nose cone. Right, well, let's try that again. This time without rear-ending the guy in front. Anti-stall kicking in, I think, there. Of course, no brake lights to gauge your braking points off. Okay, not so good a start this time. We actually lost a place, if anything. Very interesting braking action going into there then. Right, this is where we need to be careful. Not an overtaking point usually through that. Well, we're still with them. That's the main thing, I suppose. Oop. I'm drafting. Okay, well, we got one back. The tyre disappeared from the hood, I didn't notice that. Wherever it is, the tyre wear is still good. Rally style into that. They seem to be able to get the power down a lot quicker than I do. For some reason there's that little delay when I try and pick up the throttle in a low gear. Of course you have the nice halo right in front of you, so you can't really see an awful lot amount of the guy ahead. Not really a problem in real life because your eyes focus past that, but because it's not the same in sim, you have to deal with looking at it. Right, now we have DRS, let's go. Don't get much opportunity to relax around here. I'm going to get DRS again here. The guy ahead has as well, so won't make too much of a difference, maybe. nose in there anyway. One less tyre temp to worry about. Yeah, absolutely. Right, we're in another spot. We've got this and one more lap to go as well, though. Big snap of oversteer halfway through that, not fun. Threw a rhythm all the way through. DRS has been detected, let's activate that. Somehow, I don't know how I was a second behind, but... use it again now. These things are too fast for me. Yeah. If anything, they're probably a bit too fast for me as well. Racing, don't worry about it. Despite all their aero and their huge sticky tyres, they're still getting a fair amount of oversteer out of what would be flat out corners. Well, we made 2 spots. Well, 1 spot, I suppose, if you say we started in 21st, but oh dear me. We'll leave the F1 to the experts, shall we? Oh, well. That's the GP circuit, if you saw anything of it. It was going past very, very quickly. Right, let's do something different. Let's do something else around Interlagos itself. 5 gears is more than plenty. Yes, it is. Even 4 if you count some of the other cars. So, obviously you've got Interlagos Circuit itself, which we've run in its various forms here on Automobilista 2. We also noticed at the bottom here there's a selection of different kart circuits as well, so it may not be the regular Interlagos that we know, but it's still a version of Interlagos nonetheless. So let's do an example around here, shall we? Let's take a kart out. I think we probably start off with the rental and pick up our speed as we go from one extreme to the other. That's what we like to do here on the SimRacing Bible. 5 laps of Interlagos Kart 1. Again, not driven this, so this is an exploratory session. See if there's any resemblance to the full circuit. I'm not sure whereabouts this sits in relation to the Grand Prix track. It should be in the same kind of facility, but I don't know whether it sits behind the main grandstands or where it is. But here we go. Interlagos, as you've probably not seen it before. Don't hit me. Okay, so where do we go? At least we only got 1 gear to worry about in this little kart compared to the 8 in the Formula Ultimate. Let's go. Out of the way. Remember when cars with 5 gears were exotic? Where are we going here? Okay. At least you can't lose a wheel with an car. Yes, absolutely. My kind of car. Oop. All the drivers still wearing their hands devices to make them absolutely safe. I think I may have just forced him. No, I didn't. I thought I just forced him into the tyres. Right. Pick up the nice here. Lots of corners, don't remember many of them. This is going to be karting by sight alone, that's it. So, I'm assuming this is the start of the lap. We've got a tight hairpin to get us started on. Use all our momentum. I think we just picked up a spot there as well. It's got a quick corner despite it being reasonably sharp, but when I say quick, it's a rental car, nothing's particularly quick, but where do we go from here? Right, I think. Quite a tricky little section. It's quite quick, but it's changing on you all the time through there. New F1 is not respecting physics. I like on the circuit. I'll read the rest of that when I get to a straight. Like now. Like other cars, much more changes over time from a DT92 and race from a vintage. Yep. And you like GT and GT3 as well. Yep, no, it's good. So there's some good modern stuff, but there's also an awful lot of good historic stuff to play with. Fuscas would be good around here, would they, guys? I'll just see if we can do that. They'll allow me. Maybe we'll use the Fusca on one of the other variants. I might do that. Because we all know how much you love those. It's all about carrying momentum and not scribbling off too much speed in these little rental cars. There's the grass. Keep it flatter. Once again, somehow we find ourselves at the top of the timesheets despite not having any of the lines right around here. Modern F1 breaks the laws of reasonableness. Oop, severe damage. Where? I can't see it. Hit in, damage. Oh no. I've broken my rental car. 1076 against a 1088. Okay, they're seriously slow. Right. Well, let's do this again, but we'll ramp the difficulty up again. See if we can have a race with these carts around here. Oops, that's what I want. Yeah, so let's go 10 opponent level skill points for a second. Let's go there. That's not actually how it works, but I'm just kind of assuming here. 13 horsepower from the little 4-stroke lawnmower engine. 190 kilos of weight and 26 newton meters of torque. Absolute beast. So I've got no DRS though. You just have to duck your head. Right. Engage your only gear. Not that you would have to do that normally, but here we go. 60 mph is your speed limit in pit lane if you're lucky. You can even make it there, which these things can't. Right. Are the AI now up to the task? Quite possibly. Except he doesn't know where he's going through there very much. Okay, now we might have a bit of a race on. Except when they hit the tyres. There he's just completely gone. It's quite a good little circuit actually. Getting used to the layout now, and Not getting used to the kart just yet, but as for the circuit itself, it's actually quite fun as kart tracks go. Look it through there a little bit, use all the runoff. And through this fast little chicane here. Up over the curb, touch. Oop. Nah. Karts are so responsive, aren't they? They just go as soon as you touch the wheel. Oh, there's a tyre in the middle of the track. Right, well, we'll set this lap time and see where it stacks up, and then if it's somewhere mid-grid, we'll just jump in the race and go for it. AI running less boost pressure. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yep. Okay, well we've gone fastest there, but that's because no one else has run a lap. So let's just run with it anyway. So skip to the end, and we're going to be starting 20th. Excellent. We've got the rental carts ready for some chaos. I'm beeping. Can't help it. Hammer off. You can call it that. Here we go. Don't know where that tyre smoke's coming from. Who's actually lighting the rear tyres off the line? Ooh. Oh, tyres everywhere. What? Why have I got damage? What have I done? Didn't touch anything. Let's try again. I'm going to leave it in neutral and then slam it into first gear and we go. It still doesn't go anywhere. Right. Please don't hit me, anyone. Avoid that one. It's a friendly nudge. Picking up speed again now. Oh wow, got back on the lead thing. That's good racing. They're all a little bit keen on the old apexes. What's going on here? Come on guys, sort yourselves out. Oh no, I'm stuck. Come on, let's go. F1 is now a nice soap opera. Yeah, all about Netflix and stuff. Good night, in fashion. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching. No. Come on, give me some power. We're up in P7 somehow. Let's try and close these guys down a bit. Oh, there they are. Okay. So we caught up with them. We found them. Definitely having some issues with the width of their carts. No one gave them the driver briefing saying that the rear is wider than the front. Oh, get off those curbs, Phil. That's not helping. Right. We're now 6th. Let's see what we can do. Oh, more. Was that did I just hit a spring? What? Oh no, I got damaged now. I'm not pitting in. We can carry on. we'll survive. I'll try and pick them off as they hit more circuit obstacles. Avoid that. There's a tyre in the middle of the road, is it? Someone's wheels come off. You can lose wheels in mental carts. Who'd have thought that? Yeah, well, it's severe damage. Oh no. Come on, turn around. Don't hit me. Yeah, there's another tyre in the middle of the track there. Ooh, crunch. Maybe doing this with 200% damage wasn't the smartest of ideas. Just still saying I've got damage, but I'm not going to pit in if I can help it. Steering's a little bit off. There's a car stopped in the middle of the track. Right, where are we? We're at P10. Use the bumpers, that's what they're for. Okay, so we're broken back into the top 10 again. Is there going to be any more attrition? Are we going to pick up any more spots because of people being all over the place, like me? Nope, it's going to lose one. It really hurts you when you go sideways like that. All that speed just disappears. I'll say all that speed. All those 10 kilometers an hour disappears. It's still stuck there. Oh no! Overtaken again. My damage must be hurting us. One more lap to survive. Spitting flame out of the exhaust. Ooh. Even though the exhaust isn't there. Interesting. Actually getting a reasonably clean lap in at the moment. It's just dead wheels from carts everywhere. Oh, they'll get off the curb. Right, a couple more corners to go, and then we can say we survived as long as that one's not enough. It's moved just to keep us on our toes. It's got a hands in us. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can't be too safe in these things. You've seen these races. They're just chaos. Right. Oh, it was fun. Right. So that's Interlagos Kart 1. Let's do Interlagos Kart 2. We're going to stick with the kart on this one. And then for kart track 3, I reckon we shake it up a bit more. Right. So what's the difference here then? So, okay, so those chicanes have been cut out. Right. So we're gonna step it up a notch. I'm gonna go to the 2-stroke kart. Trying to figure out where the damage is. Can't remember where it is. Might be in the options actually. Gameplay. There it is. Right, let's put that down to 100%. Give ourselves half a chance. So there we go. Yep, kart 2. Let's see how we get on with this one. 28 horsepower to play with this time, and 14 newton meters of torque. So less torque than the 4-stroke, but more power. So where's the kart track location into the main track? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up and find out because I'm not entirely sure where it is. Here we go. Little 2-stroke karting action going on now. I suspect most of these corners are not going to be flat out like they were in the rental car. Nope, they're definitely not. Get off. So this one's just going to be a flat out round the outside. So again, this time we don't have the chicane, so we can be going straight through here. Got a good run off there. This circuit's definitely very different now. You added a bit of speed to the equation. I got absolutely nailed by the guy behind me then. Oops, someone's already been in the tyres. Probably took right out of the way if these races don't even go by. Yeah, you'd be catching karts everywhere. Cavtrack's on top of the hill between turn 3 and 4. Great, thanks Cadex for that one. Someone with some inside knowledge. Should have checked that out beforehand actually, just to make sure. But so on top of the hill between 3 and 4. Okay. So presumably that might be the circuit perimeter fencing on the right there. Going to come over here, so you see the tower and lights from the main layout too. Stuff car layout has no ground stuff there. Right, okay. Ah! There it is. There we go. Taking a chance to actually see where we are. You can see turn 1, 2 and 3 over there. I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen. You can't see where I'm pointing on the screen, but it's over there. Ah, right, okay, so it's on the outside of the big long straight then. Awesome. Now we know. Okay, right. Well, we're supposedly P2 on the grid. Let's go to the pit box and just skip to the end. Go. Right, so let's jump into the race. Oh, we're at the back. Okay, excellent. There we are. Into turn 1, around the outside. Join the queue for turn 2. Oh, the tyres everywhere. Got a traffic jam. That's rough and tumble racing. We're up to P7 all of a sudden. Courtesy of some mad driving. Double wave yellows, it says. Probably to avoid all the tyres that have been strewn all over the circuit. This one sitting on its end in the middle of the track, quite ominously. Another one there. Get off the grass. Right, well P6 then, let's see if we can improve from that. Things to settle down a little bit in front of us. Maybe not. What's that all about? Now we just play dodge the tyres. There's some back markers ahead of us as well. Getting a bit more into the power band now, so we're able to actually carry a bit more speed through some of these corners. For a back marker is going reasonably well. The action is really tricky actually. Blue flags! You do get stuck on that grass sometimes when you come off the track. Boing. Right, final lap all already. Well, all of a sudden we managed to find a bit of pace of flicking the kart through there then. More Mario Kart than Sim Kart. Yeah, the AI aren't doing much in the way of favours for the showcasing the karting on AMS2. Oops, neither is my driving to be fair. Come on. Get off. Race over. Oh, I haven't got to the line yet. There we go. Now the race is over. I'm going to check my brakes because they don't seem to be stopping me very much. Let's get back out of there. So that's kart circuit version 2. The thing with the new microphone here, I've got things in the way. Let's check this all of a sudden here just to make sure. No, that's fine. For some reason, I just didn't feel like the kart was stopping very well. I thought the brakes would be a bit stronger than that. Right, so kart version 3, which is a shorter version, but we don't have the infield section there. I think the AI were practicing the wrong kind of donuts before the race. Yes. So we've done karting, and that was chaos, so let's just have some more of that, shall we? Buskers around a car track. Because it's what we do. We've got to throw a busker into here somewhere or another. Maybe we should make it wet like that screen on the background there. That would be interesting. Let's see if we can actually get it around there. There's not too many tight corners, so we shouldn't get caught out too badly. Let's see if the AI know how wide the Fusker is. Getting out of the pit garage is difficult. Not much space. Right. Diving into turn 1. third gear is not... Oh, no, they still don't know how wide it is. Ow. Right. Bit of slippage at the rear end there, and this thing is mad, isn't it? Oh, first gear, prepare it to death. Second gear is probably better. Avoid the tyres again. This has got a nice layout as well, actually. Even with this rather unusual car. Point. Somewhat controllable. There's a Gulf liveried one ahead of us. Let's see if we can get past him. You know what? You can actually have a reasonable race around here, I reckon. So let's just jump in straight into it, because I reckon this could be quite an entertaining race. So let's go to pit box. Skip to the end of that one, and yeah, we're going to be starting from the back. Excellent. Here we go. Fuskas on a kart track. Let's unleash absolute chaos. Let's all organise yourselves through here, please. There's already tyres in the middle of the road. That one can do with a bit of a respray by the looks of things. So although there's a few tight corners, there's still some opportunities to match the legs on the Fuska as we get almost turned around. Locking the brakes on the grass on the way in. Sending it up the inside. You know what, this is actually quite fun. Maybe we should do a Fuska versus all kart track video. Try the Copa truck. Yeah, I definitely have no chance of getting that around here. Welcome, Bumblebee, by the way. Woo! There's that familiar rear end not doing what it's told. And there it is again. Getting too confident with her now, that's my problem. When I was just kind of pootling around, just surviving. Then it was under control, but when you start pushing on thinking, oh yeah, I've got this, that's when the rear end gets you. Feed the power in gently. Because although it hasn't got very much of it, the way it's delivered, it can be quite a handful. There's the oh so familiar rotating into the corner issue. It's all of a sudden gone very slippy. dirty line going on. I think there's some people bringing some dirt onto the track. I don't know who that could be. There we go. Nice and easy into the last corner. That's the race over. You know what, that was actually a good lap. I enjoyed that. It seems to suit this kind of car quite well. Good suggestion, Gareth. Good suggestion. Brilliant. Right, there we go. So that's all of the Interlagos circuits for AMS2. Let's go back onto the main track for a moment, and we're going to do something a bit different. So step away from the Fusca for the time being. Right. So we're going to do some multi-class around Interlagos. We're going to do two. We're going to do one around the traditional Interlagos GP, the modern layout, and we'll also do one around the outer rim as well. So we'll start there, and let's choose what car we're going to go in here. So I need your help for this one, you guys. So shout out some cars. King of suggestions, yeah. Okay, so what are we going to go with for this? Lots to choose from. Bear in mind we're on the fast outside layout of the old Interlagos. What can we go with here that's going to be fun to drive? I reckon we go Group C. You know, that might be fun. Could be quite quick. Yeah, I reckon that's a good shout. And then we'll add all sorts of different stuff in here just to make it a little bit interesting. Although these are quite quick cars, I kind of fancy being a middle speed car. You see what I mean? So how about we choose something like? Well, let's stay Brazilian, shall we? Because that would probably be the best. So I'm going to go with a sprint race car. So we'll have that. And then we're going to do multi-class. I'll clear all those. Right. Let's add some Brazilian classes in here. So we'll have some Cobra Classics, some Fuscas, we'll have some Montanas, we'll have some trucks, we'll have some Unos. We'll have... What should we have? Formula V. And we'll have, what else we got? The Apollo 86s. Have some P1s. And gonna have some stock cars on there as well, just because. How many is that? That's all of us. Right. So that's our Brazilian list of cars. We'll put our skill level down again to 98, 7, yeah, 98, let's do that. Put a few extra cars on the grid just because we've got loads. Right. And see where we go from here. I'm going to jump straight into this. We're going to do, I don't think we'll do qualifying, we'll just drive the car straight off in the race and just see how we get on. So road cars, F1 and Camaro. Okay. Yeah, that would have been a fun show. We might, maybe we'll do another one. We've got some time. We're only doing 5 lap races anyway, so this will be over quite quickly, so we might do another one. We'll do that. Sprint race. I haven't driven this car for a little while. Interesting car. Central driving position, I think, from memory. Yeah, it should be a fun thing. We've got the trucks on track, I remember now. Right. Yeah, central driving position, sequential gearbox. And I think a V6 engine. So what's going to happen here? We love a good multi-class race here on Sim Racing Rivals, so will we get some good balance combinations going on? Now, bearing in mind that this is going to be quite a fast circuit, the trucks aren't going to be as slow as you might think, I don't think. It's going to be They're going to be quite quick. The P1 stuck behind the Beetle. Because the trucks can get up to quite a speed when they're on a straight, and they've only got a few corners to deal with. Right. So, going to have to hold up to speed here. Another sprint race car trying to get past this Uno. Is this the P1 coming through? Yes, it is. Understeer. I wasn't expecting that. This is where we turned 200% damage off. We're on 100%, so that's probably done something, but... Probably take that a bit quicker. That might need a bit of a lift. P1 driver doesn't get the idea of slipstreaming. No, you can't have to stay behind and then pull out. You can't just stay behind them, especially when you're chasing a Beetle. Right, so this time we need to be ready for maybe not taking the top of the hill here flat out. So let's find out. Bumps definitely appearing now, we're going a bit quicker. You can take it flat out, I just didn't turn in early enough. Use the pit lane to cut off some of the track there. Right, so maybe I'll keep it in 6th gear for this first corner, this lift. No, needs more of a lift. Right, let's jump into the race. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Right, turn to pit box. Get to the end and go. So, very kindly, it's put us into suggested speed order. So where are we going to be starting up? We're going to be in P10. 4th quickest class, by the looks of it, yep. There's some slower cars to get through as well. The trucks are kind of dotted in and around with the hot cars and things, so right, let's go for it. An eclectic mixture of Brazilian race cars, and we're away. Cooper Montana's up in front of the stock cars, which is interesting. Oh, that stock car absolutely sending it up the inside, all over the curbs. Middle pack is exactly what we wanted, isn't it? Yeah, perfect. Got the Impala 86 behind us then. On the limiter. So I suspect some of these other cars behind us might be quite quick in a straight line. The Impalas are sticking with us. Right, let's try and close the gaps for our class compatriots in front of us. Once again, that's the part of the track where we're quicker than them. Only about a little bit, not a huge amount. Yeah, the Impalas are dropping back a little bit now. Question is now, are we actually going to get laps on this one, or are we going to do some lapping? Can't see the faster cars just yet. I suspect those P1s will be right up behind us quite soon. Just because of the pace they have on the straights, it's just so much higher. so bumpy. Definitely quicker through there, but they seem to edge away from us a little bit over the last part of the lap. Should have thrown some weather at it as well, just for fun. We'll do that next. Didn't break. Well, not early enough anyway. Yeah, okay, there's some faster cars coming. I can see them down the bottom of the hill. But question is, where are the little Formula Vs, or where are the Unos? There's the blue flag. Here he comes. We're standing still. Right, need to hold up the other cars ahead of us. So that'll be the end of our race, because we've just been laps. So we're going to lose out on the final lap. Here comes the Ginetta. Right, that all kind of fizzled out after the first couple of laps, but let's try those road cars, very funky. Let's do that. It's got the F1 and the Camaro and the Ultima in there as well. It's one of those classics which gets forgotten, doesn't it? The street cars. You kind of see it in the icons down the side here, and you just think these can just gloss over. You don't really tend to look at it. So we'll go with the McLaren. We'll do it as the same class for this one. Let's drop that down a touch. Excuse me. Right, let's mix it up. Let's do random weather. Surprise me. Probably be foggy now. But we'll see. We'll drive this one because you reckon it's a good one to go with, Funky, so we'll do that. And then we'll do the modern layout of Interlagos, and we'll do a multi-class single-seater race around there, I think. That would be the way to go. But the circuit itself, then, just an overview of Interlagos. So I've never really fully gotten on with it very well in terms of outright pace around Interlagos. I always find it's one of those tracks that's very difficult to click with, but it's still enjoyable to drive. It has such a challenge with some of the corner combinations as well, so it's a very difficult circuit to get right. But the layout itself is, when you do get it right, it's quite a flowing layout, so it's quite enjoyable. Right, the F1 over that little scary, is a little scary over the bump. Right, okay, thanks for the pre-warning. Should be using the H pattern for this, because there you have that. And here we go, unleashing all that power. The Camaro is holding up the Ultimas. Scary on the curves as well. Just have some cones. Yes, so if I was taking that at the actual speeds, that would be quite a ride over the top of that bump. So that Ultima's going to come get me then. Stop. Phew. Don't know why I thought that would be almost flat out through there. concentrating on. It's quick, this thing. Still got to get that bump right. I'm going to take it a bit wider, see if it exaggerates that bump. I do love the shape of the Ultimate. It's a cool looking thing. Very different cars in this class. Over to the right side. There it is. It's almost flat through there as well. That's pretty fun, actually. Let's do the race with that. Let's do the race with that. That sounds like it could be a laugh. Right. Only the two McLarens. Where's everyone else? It's all Camaros and Ultimas. Right, so this is going to be a battle between me and Chris Williams. I know Chris Williams. Right. Here we go. Lightning start in our McLaren. Woo, woo. The power got the best of me. Right. We're up and away. Can't see anything on the rear wing. Can we lap the Camaros within a 5-lap race? That's the question. Gonna get the pedal down. Such a quick car. It's about the only track you can stretch the F1's legs on. Yeah, definitely. You almost need a test track with this thing, with the bankings. You can just kind of go around flat out and just see what kind of top speed you can get out of it. Pretty much 2 laps done. We've left the other McLaren behind. Not for long. Oh, crunch. That was deliberate sabotage. As everyone else destroys my desk. Right. It is a fun combo. I just didn't brake for the turn 1 like I should have done. That's my own fault. Oh dear. No, that's cool actually. Yeah, you can really let the McLaren F1 loose around that one. Right. So, Interlagos GP. We'll do the stock car one so we have a better view of the surrounding area. Right, multi-class, single-seaters coming your way. So, obviously F1 being very prevalent, let's include some of those. So, I reckon we go with a retro one for ourselves. What do we go with? Or do we go vintage? Formula vintage. You can do it. Yeah, it's true. You could do it at Daytona. Just ignore the cones. That's true. Yes. What about Daytona? I reckon we drive the Brabham, the BT26. We'll go in that. And we will add... So we'll add F3. Obviously Formula Ultimates in there. Formula V's will be back. Formula V12s, V10s. retros, Formula Fords, and how many is that? One more we can have, right. Let's do the Formula Riser, and then we got pretty much all generations of a single-seater in there. It should be a good mixture, and a couple of wildcards in there with the F3 and the Formula Ford and the Formula V. So, right, let's load into that then. Got some old-school Formula 1 coming up. This is obviously not where they would have raced these particular cars if there was a Brazilian Grand Prix in that particular era. I know that Jaguar Pagura also held the Brazilian Grand Prix at some point. So it wasn't all held at Interlagos. We have that circuit on AMS2 as well, which is a really good circuit. I love that circuit. So we've still got it on random weather, I believe, for the race. So who knows what will happen here. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick couple of laps with this car, just because we need to get our eye in before we start throwing this at other cars. Let's get the gear shifting right, shall we? Go on then, on the V12, up you go. Oh, listen to that. Now we have a very active rear end. And a lot of understeer from the front end. Just counterbalance that with some right foot. Certainly been carrying a lot less corner speed than some of these other Formula cars around here, but it'll be fun nonetheless. Not first gear, maybe. The V12. Trying to go sideways up the top of the hill here as well. Another high-powered modern car. Oh, two of them trying to get past me. Mustn't brake where they brake. I can't do that. So once again running the infamous Cosworth DFE. This little Brabham. Some wings and slicks, no, not slicks, from some wings, some aero, not much. Of course, running treaded tyres as they would do in period. Just sliding everywhere. Definitely a handful to drive, these cars. One of the Formula Classics. Even though I don't have the grip of those. And one of the Ultimates. At least we should be able to keep ahead of the Formula V's as long as I keep it on the island. Okay. Well, despite that being quite a rough kind of a lap, we still managed to put that as the quickest in our class, but then We're the only one who's had a time in our class. We've got a couple of others in the same class, so that's good. So let's go to the race and just see how we get on. So where are we on the grid then? We are quite near the back, 22nd. Only the Formula Fords and the Formula Vs behind us. Outpaced by the F3 cars as well. But then they have got a lot more grip than us. So here we go. What have we got to deal with here? It's a bit overcast. I don't know whether it's raining, but... We'll tiptoe our way into turn 1. We're through and we're up and away. Try and tiptoe through this right-hander. Sliding all the way through that. Just trying to be ever so careful with the throttle because it's so easy to spin the rears. Luckily we managed to keep that on track then. Braking zone is going to be quite long into turn 1. It's just fighting it all the way around there. Nice little slide all the way through there then as well. This is the F1 Drift Championship and I've just failed. Oh no. Turn around. No, can't be beaten by the Formula V. Or the Formula Fords for that matter. There's just no grip on the grass. Right, okay, we're back on. Let's go chase those slower cars down. Oop, hello. Turn. To clean these tyres up, they seem a little bit slippy. This one, you think you got a handle on it? It bites you. This Formula risers sound amazing as well, the V8s. Patience. So another couple more down here, which we need to try and clear. Just for our pride's sake. McLarens. It's got so lost watching him. Should pay more attention to what I'm doing. It's all very busy up at this hairpin. Around the outside, around the inside. That's about V12. There's another one. It's all very busy in the mid-pack. This is why they don't do single-seater multi-class racing very often, because it's just downright dangerous. Such a challenging car to drive, this little Brabham. You've really got to make the most of the grip you do have, because you don't have much. He went again. Predict the slip of oversteer on the exit. It didn't happen. This will probably be the end of the race because we've been lapped already. You're just fighting it everywhere. And there we are. One mad Formula One and associated single-seaters multi-class race around Interlagos. So there we have it. It's our celebration of the Interlagos Circuit within Automobilista 2. Great circuit, nicely modelled, and can produce a really nice racing as well. We see all that with the slower cars we were running around the other versions, the historic versions, and the stock cars as well. We have some really good fun races around here. But I hope you enjoyed the stream this evening. I hope you enjoyed spending some time with us as we look at this circuit and its different historical guises. And like we mentioned earlier, if you have enjoyed the stream, please do consider hitting the like button. And if you are new here, welcome. It's been great to have you with us and you have your company this evening. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider doing so. It's amazing to have as many as we do have on the channel, and it's always never ceases to amaze me how much of you guys love what we do. So it's a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm going to head back to the garage so I don't crash. And so there we go. Thank you guys, and we'll take care of yourselves, and we'll see you all again very, very soon for another live stream next Saturday. And we will hopefully have another video out this week as well, and we have something in the works. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and we'll look forward to seeing you then. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.